This week, we're breaking down PlayStation's State of Play. This is the Good Game, Bad Game podcast. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Good Game, Bad Game podcast. I'm your host, Spencer, and with me is a man who's back from a long vacation and ready to talk all things PlayStation. It's my co-host, Mike. Mike, how are we?
We're here.
I wrote that before we had our little pre-show pleasantries that we do.
Where I told you just nothing but good things.
Right, of course.
Yeah. No, it's fine. It was a good vacation. I'm very thankful that I get to do those kinds of things.
Wow, what a positive spin, like Mr. Rogers' ass way of looking at things. That's great.
That's because I'm being publicly recorded right now.
Gotcha.
One major complaint that I'm going to air for the podcast because it's relevant is I brought my Vita.
Mm-hmm.
And I launched Jak and Daxter Collection.
Okay.
Did not play Jak and Daxter Collection.
All right.
Yeah, had high hopes for dedicating one of my days to just kind of chilling and playing some Vita, but did not happen.
And that is life.
But all the people say.
Yeah. Well, then it's a bit of a loaded question because the amount of time not on vacation that you've had since podcast recordings and stuff. Have you had the opportunity to play anything?
One game out of right field entirely. Actually, no, sorry, 2 games. One of them you're going to be very happy about. The first one is Among Us.
Among Us. That's sus. That's sus. I saw you vent.
Dude, so Justine is very into that game again.
Okay.
We just play on our phones. And we were sitting in the airport lounge on our really long, waiting for our plane. And I played one game, and it was very clearly 2 people who were playing together. One person was a crewmate, one person was the imposter, and they were just gaslighting everybody.
Okay, yes.
And that was the first game I'd played in a while. I'm like, yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to play this game. But Justine's been playing it almost nonstop, and she said she's gotten, probably more good games than she's gotten bad games. So.
All right.
Played a little bit of that. Played some last night. Played one game with her that actually kind of went okay, but so did that. I also played Mario Kart Tour. That's not the game that I thought you'd be excited about. Played that at the airport. It works. It's fine. It's better than no Mario Kart.
Sure.
It's very hard. I'm used to just basically coming in first no matter what every single time.
Yep.
And it's not like that.
Yeah, it's like when you go to college and you're like, oh, I'm really good at Smash, and your new acquaintance / friend is like, I'm really good at Smash, and you're like, no, but I'm the best.
Mm-hmm.
And then you play and they beat your ass down.
Yeah.
And you quickly realize that the bubble you once lived in, that is a small town in Pennsylvania, is not the world. And you're so small when you're there, and while you can be the best at something there, you'll never be the best at anything.
Yeah, that's college.
And that's your experience with Mario Kart Tour.
Yeah, but I was playing bots. I wasn't even playing online.
Yeah.
I came in first in our first race, and I was like, oh, easy work.
Yeah, that's how they get you.
And I came in 4th and 6th. So, whatever. I don't. Not even a real game. But it's fun. It works. And then the third game, which you're going to be stoked about, is I started playing Balatro.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Yeah. I told you the whole story before we recorded about my travel woes. And there were so many times where all I wanted to do was kill time and play that game, but my brain just would not function from the lack of sleep.
Sure. Yeah, I could understand that.
But that game,
Uh-huh.
so addicting.
Oh, dude, you have no idea how happy that makes me. Because I was ready, because you said I was going to be excited that you played it. Facts, correct. But you could have been setting me up for a nice little like slam dunk that you're like, I played Balatro, I get all excited, I go, oh baby. I hope that was exactly what I did. And then you go, and I fucking hate it. It's stupid. It's a card game. How was this nominated for Game of the Year? Anybody who plays this should not consider themselves a gamer, and I hope you die. And you could have done that, and I was ready for it. I was cautiously optimistic, though.
I will say this. I don't understand how it can be nominated for Game of the Year, considering it's literally just poker. Like,
but it's not.
It's not.
It's not.
It is.
But it is. But it's not.
Yeah, I'm not discrediting it at all because it's incredibly creative. Like to take a game as fundamental as poker and be like, oh, but there's like basically boss levels and things like that. And I don't know. I enjoyed it. It was very not mindless, but kind of like in like the Sudoku way.
Yeah.
Like a good time killer.
Yeah, you're forced to think just enough, but it's at the same time it's so simple what it is that you're doing that it just helps you like nuke the clock.
So yeah, glad to have that game in my pocket everywhere I go now.
Did you win a run?
Yes, I did.
Nice.
It's the only run I've won in my life.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I mean, maybe same, I think. I don't know.
Not a big cardio guy.
Yeah, me neither. That's great. That's fantastic.
And now I kind of want to play. I'm going to play it while we're recording, so if I seem distracted, it's because I am.
All right. Nice. That makes me really happy that you that you finally actually like tried it, and I'm so happy. I'm thrilled that you enjoyed it. I'm always nervous, recommending anything to anyone, but especially you, because I really care about how you feel about things. So I never want to recommend something to you that you end up not liking.
Because my taste is dog shit, so it's hard.
No, not even that, right? Like, and to be clear, I don't care what you think about something, right? That has no weight. I don't let that control me and how I go through my life. But also, if you don't like my outfit right now, I might go play in traffic. Who's to say?
The duality of man.
No, but like I feel like I go that route with just about anything. Like I'm very cautious about who I recommend certain movies to, right? It's like, I just watched this movie Nickel Boys that's nominated for Best Picture. Shelby and I watched it like 2 weeks ago. And what was that?
I said Nickelbacks?
No.
Be a lot cooler if it was.
It would not, I promise you. But leaving the theater, we were both like, we couldn't recommend this to anybody. Like, there's nobody we know who would like this movie. That we would outwardly recommend it to, I guess, is what I should say. But I could see certain people liking it, but it's like I wouldn't want to recommend it to somebody because, like, what if they don't like it? That's how I go through life, and that's how I am with you with video games. It's like I only want to present the games that I think have the most success of resonating with you and you finding enjoyment with them. Which is why I'm here to recommend that you play this new game, Avowed. I think you'll love it.
Yeah, that's what I keep hearing.
Have
you played it?
I have not. No. It's the perfect game.
Much the antithesis of my video game style.
Right. It's literally the game though that I could see you being like, fuck it. People are saying it's good. I have to try it, and immediately trying it and being like, I don't like this. Why did I try this? um, have seen good things about it, and I think it looks good. Obviously, as a fan of, I mean, I'll play just about anything, I guess. But I just played Outer Worlds not too long ago. I don't know if I even talked about it on here at all. And yeah, Obsidian just, they have the juice, you know? And so, you know, until playing Outer Worlds, I felt like maybe people were somewhat hyperbolic about how they talked about Obsidian, you know, with like Fallout New Vegas. Like, does it really stand out that much, you know, and all that? But Outer Worlds was really good, and so I kind of get it, and yeah, so it has me excited to hopefully eventually play Avowed, and definitely excited for Outer Worlds too.
I still need to play Outer Worlds. It's one of those games like I had installed on my One X, and then just here we are.
You know, I would actually be really interested for you to play it, especially because the entire time I was playing it, all I could keep thinking about was,
this is BioShock.
No, how does this stack up to Starfield?
Yeah.
It's definitely, I mean, I guess I can't speak in absolutes, so apologies. But it is my assumption that it is on a much smaller scale. So that already probably like plays into like some difficulties in comparing the two. Because like surface level, I think they're probably very similar and it's very easy to draw comparisons. But then again, like I think the scale might cause things to get a little messy. But yeah, I would just be interested. And like, I mean, potentially that kind of works in Outer Worlds' favor because like I was able to play it in probably like, I don't know, I probably only put like 20 or so hours into it. So like I put in like one good Saturday and the rest was just like a little bit that I was able to play throughout the weeks and stuff, and I was done, you know, like it was fairly quick. So yeah, I don't know, but knowing that you've gotten to play Starfield, I would love to hear how it does stack up to it, if you ever have the opportunity.
I imagine I would like the Outer Worlds more, just because I don't really like abundance in video games.
Right. That's why I mean it probably works in favor for you that it's like a little bit on a smaller scale.
Yeah.
Trying to think, what else have I played? Shelby and I started Link's Awakening.
Yeah.
Playing the original, and we just started that like 2 days ago, and so we haven't gotten too far into it yet. But really fucked up that the way you save the game is by holding A, B, select, and start all at the same time. That's a crazy concept.
That just like completely unlocked a memory for me that I haven't had in a while.
Granted, I was an idiot and thought like you needed to perfectly press all four at the same time. And the one time I did it and it worked, I was like, confirmation bias. Yep, that's how you have to do it. You can hold A, then hold down B, then hold down select, and then press start, and then it brings up the save thing. But yeah, that was a whole thing because trying to press all four at the same time, like you technically would press start a little bit like a microsecond before, and so it would bring up the start menu. Or so anyway, what a mess. But yeah, I mean, we played Link to the Past all the way through, enjoyed it, and you know, now jumping to this one, and immediately like this was the case for A Link to the Past and is immediately the case for Link's Awakening as well. The music just, it has the juice, you know, as they say. It's so good. It's just like you can just kind of stand and just let shit go off, and I could like just drift away. But yeah, so we started playing that. Been continuing to play through like Breath of Fire and all that, and yeah, I'm kind of in need of what my next like big like game that I'm gonna be playing through on PlayStation is gonna be. I want to play through like the Persona games, but I don't know. Just haven't been like ready to like start another like big long game like Persona. So I've been kind of pushing it off and playing Balatro and Vampire Survivors and shit like that. But enough about what we've been playing. While you were, I don't know, sipping Mai Tais or whatever, PlayStation.
Margaritas mostly.
Margaritas. Were you wasting away again in Margaritaville?
Yeah, I was paying tribute because our Margaritaville in Syracuse closed. So, like, you know.
Rest in peace. Rest in peace, JB.
Pour out margarita for it and then immediately lick it off the ground because they're fucking $20 each.
No. Yeah, I was. Oh, yeah. Yes. I was gonna say too expensive. Well, PlayStation had a cheeky little state of play, where they really had a lot in it, and I guess without further ado, let's dive into it. As is always the case, give me your initial thoughts of the overall show.
Contrary to the comments section on the PlayStation blog,
let's take a look.
Thought this was very, very good. Lots of people saying they're disappointed.
PlayStation have dropped the ball yet again. Totally underwhelming and still not one first-party game. Listen carefully, PlayStation. You are rapidly turning into Xbox. Stop it. What gives people the confidence to talk like that?
It's just the state of play.
Listen carefully, PlayStation. Excuse you? You think they care about you? I think contrary to I guess PlayStation blog comment section belief, they're just gonna probably keep doing whatever it is that they were planning. I don't think they're gonna pull any switch ups real quick.
They're not gonna listen to Feudal Ball 1.
Yeah, who has a Ezio PS3 probably era.
I mean, not for nothing, but that's right in the nostalgia.
I believe you had that as your PlayStation avatar for.
See, that's funny. 'Cause I was thinking you had it as your avatar.
Oh, don't you put that on me?
Oh, fuck you.
Oh,
I think I probably did.
No, I think I probably
around
did too.
the time I was playing Assassin's Creed 2.
Yeah. Man, it's this guy typed a fucking novel. Like, I kind of want to read it. I'm gonna read it. I have no idea what he says, but I'm gonna go for it. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm looking at
it. This is from
exactly which one you're talking about.
From AfroSwan_.
Yeah. PlayStation Plus member.
PlayStation Plus member. Close your eyes, dear listeners. It's clear you guys are starting to put less effort in satisfying your core console gamers, but rather prioritize video game accessibility. You announced nothing but multi-platform games included with PC ports and only teased one exclusive game. PlayStation, it's clear you're interested in doing games day one on PC, especially with games like Lost Soul Aside that you're publishing. Just hurry up and announce it so PlayStation gamers like me, who primarily play on your platform, can leave and move on to the platform that you do prioritize more often than your own. Your business is no longer about caring about your own identity, but it is rather a business that cares about following trends of video game accessibility. Very short-term thinking. In the long term, you're going to find it even harder to convince your own gamers to buy your next console, and then parentheses S, consoles, over time when we won't have to wait long to enjoy these experiences elsewhere and for cheaper prices. Sony has announced more TV shows and movies than exclusive games as of lately. That's probably fair.
Yeah.
That's Spencer breaking the reading. Everything else has been verbatim. Sony has announced more TV shows and movies than exclusive games as of lately, and it's clear how much further you guys are willing to go with this strategy. PlayStation, you guys really could care less about your own core customers that made you. GTA 6 is written in stone to boost your sales and make the suits of your company more happy and comfortable, but I promise you, by next generation, you'll start to notice a huge difference in who's going to choose to invest in your next console. If you break your core customers that made you who you are today, you're not going to find it any easier to convince them to buy your next console, especially if you're doing temporary experiences that were once what defined you, but they don't define you anymore. They define everyone else who doesn't have the need or want for a PlayStation console. Keep disappointing your core gamers and act like you don't know what we are saying, and you'll end up just like your competitor that surrendered to you, but even worse and embarrassing because you're following those same footsteps and are using your brand name as a selling point rather than any games. Such a shame.
Get this man a Pulitzer.
Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man.
Why? Okay, there's a lot to unpack here, and we don't have the time to do it. But I've noticed a trend in these comments, and that people are frustrated with PlayStation not showing GTA 6. Is GTA 6 a PlayStation exclusive?
No.
Really? I was under the impression it was.
Me no thinky.
I also love how the whole thesis of this is you're prioritizing video game accessibility, and because of that, in the next generation, I might not be a console, and then I might not be a customer of your next console, and then at the very bottom, it's like you're turning into your competitor. It's like, okay, so you clearly share the same gripes with Xbox that you have with PlayStation, so what are you gonna do?
I think I'm more than happy to be wrong about this, and I think you're going to agree with what I'm about to say. This is not a hot take in any shape or form. I think there will always be room for consoles because there will always be people who want to just receive box and turn on box and box play games.
Me.
Right.
That's me.
It's what you and I just talked
Over here,
about.
in the back. It's me.
It's what you and I just talked about, what, 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago when you were talking about Spider-Man 2 and how it's like, friend of the show, Austin, he'll mess around with sliders all day and that appeals to him. Getting the perfect settings and everything like that appeals to him. And yeah, exactly. That is great. But there are always going to be people like you and me who more often than not, it's like, don't get me wrong, I would love for things to look as good as possible. But also at the end of the day, I'm just, because the box is going to do what the box do, I don't need to worry about, like, it should just be the best it can possibly look, right?
Yeah.
Outside of one slider change or one toggle.
And further, like, PCs are maintenance.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, you need to do updates. You need to, have drivers. And it's so funny because I see these people getting mad with consoles. And they're like, oh, well, I'm just going to go to a PC since all the games are going to be there anyway. And it's like, okay, that's great. You want a PC. And we talked about this when the PS5 and the Xbox Series X came out. Whatever it was, almost 5 years ago. And that the value you get from a console is insane. Like, to build a PC that can do the same thing that a PS5 or a Series X can do, you're spending probably at this point in the world 2 to 3 times more than you would for a console.
Right. Or at the very least, at the time of it, releasing. Like technically, maybe now because like upgraded parts are out and stuff, like you could maybe buy, but you're 4 years behind or 5 years behind, right?
Yeah. The difference between console releases and PC releases though is that developers have to optimize the game for the console.
Mm-hmm.
People who play on PC have to optimize their PC for the game. Which, like, of course, that's probably going to result in a better experience,
Sure.
graphics and, whatever wise, but it's work and it's money, it's investment.
Can we go?
People, go ahead.
I was gonna say, can we go back real quick to the developers have to optimize games for consoles, and PC gamers have to optimize their PCs to the game.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it was Socrates who originally said that.
Yeah. Yeah, or Plato, the philosopher, not the snack.
No, 100%. I think people underestimate how much work outside of people who are PC gamers, right? And like are constantly like working to keep their machines updated and everything like that. I think so many people underestimate like the care that needs to go into that, like I am not doubting that it can't become second nature. I'm not doubting it can't be easy, right? But like consoles simplify things to the nth degree. You know what I mean? Like, and people I think really, really, truly underestimate that, and they think it's just so easy to I can just do it myself. I mean, that level of arrogance I think is widespread throughout gaming. People think it's just so easy to make a video game and stuff like that. So, crazy.
I hate to cut this conversation short, but we kind of went down a rabbit hole
We did.
With the comment section, and we probably shouldn't. So anyway, I thought the state of play was great, and I'm super excited to have a PS5 to play all these games.
I was pretty tepid on it overall.
You know what's really funny about this conversation?
What's that?
Is that I'm very excited for this, and I think for the first time in a very long time, there have been like games that are my style in one of these like video game presentations.
Yeah. No, 100%.
So that makes me feel good personally.
You felt like everything. You were just like, wow, this is once again speaking to me.
Yeah. There was a game on here, which we had seen before, but I don't know that we really saw any gameplay. And when I watched this, it was like the first time I ever saw a trailer for The Division, and I was like, that game's gonna get me.
And you're talking about Days Gone Remastered, right?
Yes, that's exactly the one. I an aside, but I damn near shit myself when I saw that.
I got so mad. I was like, I know it was rumored, and I immediately was just like, we're gonna get so many fucking comments about how we need a sequel to this goddamn game, and I'm not gonna be able to take it. I'm gonna lose my mind.
Here's the only thing I'm gonna say. Everyone, please buy it at full price.
You have to.
Even if it's on the PlayStation Plus catalog,
please
don't buy it full price.
please. even if you have it previously because it was a part of the PlayStation Plus like collection that you received.
Buy it again.
By having a PS5. So all you would have to do is pay $10 for the upgrade. Don't do that. Don't pay $10 for the upgrade. Instead, full price, full send. Let's get this game a sequel. Please.
Is this going to have the $10?
I am. Yeah.
Look at that.
I'm pretty sure that's what they announced. Is it in the little description on the blog as well?
Well, maybe I'll throw Bend Studios another $10 and act like I'm actually going to give this game another try.
I gotta be honest. This is one of this is the first one where I don't know if I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
Um, actually, I don't know if I did it for Horizon either. But something in the back of my head tells me I did.
I wonder if I can still do that for Horizon.
I think as long as you have the PS4 copy of the game, you'll
Yeah, I
always
think I
have the
have.
you'll always have the ability to do the $10 upgrade for the
Okay.
PS5 one.
Maybe I should give that game another shot.
Let's go into it. Yeah, which games
Yeah.
specifically we're calling out to you?
All right, I'm gonna go down the list that's on the PlayStation blog just because I didn't actually like write out a list, but I know what games I'm excited for. The first one is Darwin's Paradox.
Mm-hmm.
It just looks. I don't really know. It kind of gave me like Ori vibes a little bit.
Okay.
It's just a little more lighthearted than Ori, to some degree, I guess. Just looks like one of those fun puzzle platformers that probably isn't too hard. I could see Justine playing this game.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it just looks fun. I think this one is Konami too, so that'll be interesting. Feels like it's a little out there for Konami.
Yeah, it definitely it was a game that finally was just like it was refreshing to see it because it's like this is something that's different, right? Like this is a fairly unique idea, concept, everything like that, right? Like to the level of like playing a game as simple as I Am Bread and not to say that they're the same in any way, right? But like, how many games do you play as an octopus? Octodad, right? Is that it? So like that already starts to give it like points, and the gameplay looked fun. It looked satisfying. The puzzling aspect of like moving throughout the you're like in a food factory. I'm rereading the little description here. An octopus snatched from the sea and thrust into a mysterious food factory, and basically you have to like work to escape it. I also thought this one was also on my list. I thought this looked like good fun.
Yeah, I think it will be. Yeah, it looked fun. Directive 8020, which I think we have seen a little bit from before.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard. All of the Dark Pictures games I'm always excited for, but I haven't played one since Days Gone. Not Days Gone.
Oh fuck.
Oh no. Now I'm not going to remember the actual name. Until Dawn.
Wait, really? Until Dawn is that the only Supermassive you've played? Because that's technically not even a Dark Pictures game.
I played
Man of Medan,
No, I did not play that.
House of Ashes.
Okay, so I played none of the Dark Pictures games. I need to look up Supermassive games because
The Quarry. There's one other one that I'm forgetting. There might be two others that I'm forgetting. Little Hope.
Oh my god, The Impatient. I forgot about that game. Oh, they make a bunch of PSVR games.
Oh.
So like Until Dawn, Rush of Blood, Bravo Team, played those. Apparently they made Kills.
Oh.
What? That doesn't make any sense.
I've played I've played a handful of these now, Supermassive games.
Oh, they did the remaster for the trilogy, which I do have.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, not exactly like their
current like bread and butter.
Yeah, which I need to because I loved Until Dawn.
Yeah, Until Dawn's great. Really solid.
They should make a movie out of it.
They really should. It's a really solid like intro. Like it's a really solid first installment of what they were trying to do. I played Man of Medan, which I believe was the second one. But again, like the first Dark Pictures game, because that was like a whole thing. And then I think it's Little Hope, and then House of Ash, and Shelby and I started Little Hope, I think, if I'm remembering correctly, and then we played The Quarry, which also isn't a Dark Pictures game. And yeah, like they're, it's almost on the level of like Telltale, where it's just like, Telltale games are good. It's fun to just like have a game where it's like it's kind of like an interactive movie, right? And like not in the way that people say every PlayStation game's an interactive movie, but like actually literally just like you're at a crossroads, make a choice, and then watch effectively a movie. The one thing
Yeah.
I hate is that I just listed how many games that they've done since they started doing like the whole like Until Dawn like uh, system of games, choose your own adventure type, and they still just have not nailed mouths. Mouths still just look like shit, dude, and I like I really hate it. It's like always my least favorite part of all of their games. And I still play them because the games are still again solid. But the mouths are, and the faces look so good. That's the other problem. Is that the faces are like I know that actor, I know that actress. And then their mouths start doing shit and I'm just like, what is going on?
That's why getting Rami Malek for Until Dawn was such a great idea, because he like doesn't move his mouth when he talks anyway. So that just looked incredibly natural.
Right. He best looking character in the game, 100%.
Yeah. Well, maybe in 80/20 they've got it figured out.
They don't though, because they started showing it. And I turned to Shelby and I went, they still haven't figured out mouths.
Day one patch.
Maybe, hopefully. If you're listening, Supermassive. Wait, I need to go back down to the comments section. Give me a second.
Please don't.
Listen carefully, Supermassive. Okay, sorry. Next up.
I'm just gonna get mad at Quantic Dream for not having a new PlayStation exclusive. That's the outrageous thing I'm gonna call out.
Okay.
But also 100% mean it. Wow. If we take this much time, we're not gonna get through this episode.
No, we got it.
Okay. Couple quick hitters. Sound good?
Absolutely.
Dreams of Another. Coming to both just the console and PSVR 2.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of seems cool. I just kind of seems like one of those mindless games.
100%.
Excited about that. Still need to get a PSVR 2. I want to barely touch on Metal Gear Solid. It comes out right before my birthday. Will I get it? Hard to say. I think I've played Snake Eater twice on different consoles. But it's such a good game.
Yeah.
And my understanding, I just read some sort of interview from Konami, and they're talking about like trying to completely remake it for a new generation. That's kind of their target audience for this, so might be interesting to see. They showed that Lost Records is going to be a day one release on PlayStation Plus. I thought that was pretty cool, so I'm excited for that game.
Yep.
See, that may have been it for like quick stuff. So two games that are kind of like in the same vein that I felt like I watched the trailers for and said, wow, this feels like 10 years ago when multiple games were coming out that I thought I might be interested in. Hell Is Us looks really good. actually seeing some of the gameplay. That game looks really fun. And then Mind's Eye looks like it's going to be right up my alley.
Yeah, both of those games. Hell is Us, I'm glad we got to see a little bit more of because I thought originally it seemed very interesting, and so getting to see some more there, I'm pretty confident that that's going to be like a gotta play.
Yeah.
Mind's Eye, I definitely want to see a bit more, but it's from a creative who formerly worked on GTA.
Yeah. And it's published by IO Interactive.
Yeah, it looks like the driving and everything like looks really clean. My only like reservation, and again, we haven't seen a ton, but there were times where it felt like the environment was very, very, very lacking. Um, which would probably like in retrospect be like a pretty big complaint I have with like the newest Saints Row game that came out is that like there's a lot of the map where it's just open desert.
Yeah.
And like Cyberpunk had that, right? But like Cyberpunk also had that like big city area and then like the bottom portion of it. And like GTA is the same way, right? Where it's like, I mean,
And it
technically,
drove a lot of narrative too.
right.
Like it
And
wasn't just empty space for the sake of being empty space like Saints Row is.
right, 100%. And like same with GTA, right? Where it's like half the map is that Blaine County and then like wilderness up top, right? And then like Los Santos is like densely compact at the bottom half. But it works. It's really good. It's great. It's fantastic.
Right. And GTA 6 will be the same way.
Almost certainly, right?
Yeah.
So I definitely want to see a bit more in that regard because I was a little like put off, but that doesn't mean I wouldn't still play it because I still played Saints Row. I mean, I played Saints Row without knowing that there was going to be about half the map that's just like nothing, and I still really enjoyed it. So I definitely feel like, you know, this will be even, probably even better, and probably maybe feel even like close to a GTA type. And yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to it. And it's set to launch this year, this summer, which is crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Having not heard about it, previously. So
I'll be interested to see if that actually happens. Like, I hope that doesn't mean it's going to be rushed out, but it's also I think the first game from this studio.
I believe so, yes.
So, I feel like it's easier, especially when you're an industry vet, to like come out, like work on a game for a long time and it not come out. Yeah, I think that will be like a really good game for me. So I'm excited. I don't know. Is it supposed to be exclusive? This says Xbox Series X and Windows.
Yeah, I would take it as a majority of the things that were shown at this are not going to be exclusives. In fact, if you're questioning if any of them are, just go over to Xbox's Twitter page, and they do the whole thing every time, which I always love, where they're just like, we're really excited for these games that will be coming to Xbox, and they like list out all the games that were shown during a Sony presentation or a Nintendo presentation that will also like, it does provide that clarity, which is nice because it's like half the time when you're watching these things, which is also by good design, it kind of tricks you into thinking like this is going to be the only place I can play them. So I like the transparency that Xbox tries to immediately provide, for people who are within their ecosystem, where it's just like, you just saw that cool game that PlayStation showed. Don't worry, we're also going to have it.
Yeah. Yeah. It was everything but Saros, right?
I think so. That's the only one that I'm like confident is like PlayStation only. Well, and PC.
Yeah.
which, listen closely.
And what do you think about Soros? I mean, it seemed some degree of interesting.
Yeah, definitely gonna need to see more of it, but them building off of Returnal, you know, which I admittedly didn't get to play enough of, and this is making me realize I definitely need to jump back into it. Um, the whole live die repeat concept is like solid, and I'm a slut for a roguelike. These
Sure.
are these are roguelites, obviously, because you are piecing together the story as you get further and further in each run. And it's oftentimes roguelites and roguelikes are, they have a particular style in terms of like the art and stuff like that normally as well. Because when you're doing all of these procedurally generated runs and stuff like that, I'm sure it makes sense to keep things in other areas a bit more, simplified maybe. But Returnal and now Soros are like very clean looking, right? And like they're very realistic looking and stuff like that. And um, yeah, so I mean, it's one of those things where it's like I definitely need to see more. But from a general concept standpoint, it already has me like all but guaranteed that I'm going to work my way towards playing it.
I guess I completely forgot that Housemark also did Returnal. Maybe I should try that game out before I get invested in Soros.
Yeah, because I'm assuming it's going to be a similar concept and idea.
Yeah.
Because the whole thing that they said was like, they had like a quippy tagline around effectively like fail to become stronger, right? Like as you fail, you will work on becoming stronger, and that's true of any roguelike or roguelite. Um, you know, it's a matter of making it further into the run so that you get the upgrades, so that though you may fail during the run, you'll have an easier time your next run, and so on and so on and so on.
Well, that's all I had. I say all, but I felt like that was pretty solid. I mean, obviously they showed Split Fiction, which I'm
Mm-hmm.
very very excited about. Um, but I don't know. I thought this was pretty solid for me.
Yeah. We got to see a bit more of the Midnight Walk, which is the like claymation
Hmm.
horror game. Um, and while I will not be playing, because unfortunately I am a little baby, I'm really excited to like watch that game. Like it just looks so freaking cool. Like, um, and again, just unique. So I definitely want to shout that out. Um, and another game that I definitely want to see more of. I feel like this is always the case with these showcases. Is Tides of Annihilation. Um, Action adventure fantasy game. Again, I the net I cast when it comes to games is fairly wide, so it definitely immediately piques my interest. But I want to see more from it before I, uh, you know, commit to like this is a must type game. That was the only other one. Pretty much everything else that you called out, I'm in lockstep with you. Um, yeah. The one negative I actually have, if I may I?
No,
Okay. Well,
only
that
good things. I'll go to the comments for the negative stuff.
I'm gonna do it
So
anyway.
yeah, do it.
My one negative is we got to see a little bit of WWE 2K25, and they like showed off the island, which is this like PlayStation home ass looking like environment that you can walk around with your created superstar. And this is something that 2K has done with NBA for years. Like they might have started this back on like 2K16, and I fucking hate it. I hate it so much. I cannot believe that people like it, but I'm assuming they do enough, and it does well enough and brings in enough money that they keep fucking putting it in games, and now they're putting it into WWE, and I think it just looks fucking terrible, and it's clunky, and
So what's the point of it?
it's like, so at least in NBA it's like a bunch of shops that you can like go to like spend the in-game currency to buy certain things for your you know, my player, right? And then there's different like hotspots and stuff like that. So I think they changed it in the more recent 2Ks, but it used to just be this like entire hub, and like there would be basketball courts, and you would go there and then you'd queue up and you'd play like street ball basically, and like be put into like 3v3 lobbies and stuff like that. And then they would also use that environment as well for like continuing different like story beats effectively for, you know, the career mode shit that they always try to do in games. And I just fucking hate it. I don't need to see like somebody who made a 7'11" tall character who like has 17 fingers on one hand and is like riding around in a hoverboard. It's like I don't fucking care. This is slop to me. Maybe that's a hot take. I don't know, but it just like it. There's something about it that just it enrages me. It enrages me, to be quite honest.
It enrages me knowing full well that PlayStation Home is dead.
Right.
I loved PlayStation Home.
Right.
Every now and then when I turn my PS3 on, I just click on the app just to make sure.
Just in case.
Just in case.
But that's my main negative. Otherwise, like, I don't know. You always get a little overexcited for State of Play, so I can sit here and unfortunately say something that probably plenty of people said in the comments. I would have loved to see, you know, some more first party presence from PlayStation at a State of Play, but at the end of the day, just getting to see plenty of games that we haven't seen already, and getting to see a bit of a deeper dive or more of an extended look at some games that we've only seen just a snippet of previously is a win in and of itself. So overall, I'd maybe give the overall, you know, show like a C+ or something like that, but in no way was like bad, right? Just not enough for me to like walk away excited with personally.
Yeah.
Any other final remarks from you?
No, just that I thought it was a good show.
Alrighty. Well, that will do it for this episode. Thank you all so much, as always, for listening. If you could do us a favor and leave us a rating or review wherever you listen to the podcast, that would be greatly appreciated. You can go over to our YouTube channel and you can drop a comment there on this episode and let us know what your thoughts were on the State of Play. You know, which game did they showcase that you are most excited for? And as always, if you could do us a favor and share the podcast with a friend, that would also be greatly appreciated. And we will talk to you next week.